please. Hi, it's Mrs. Franklin here. How are you today? I hope you just listened to Mrs. Purananda read The Dot by Peter Reynolds. It's a wonderful book about Vashti making her mark with artwork. I have two really fun projects for you to do today, both making your mark and both using dots to do it. Let's see what they are. Let's get started with our first project. For this project, you need a piece of paper, a black crayon or something to trace with, a variety of circles. I'm using all different caps and covers, anything that had a circle. There's some caps, there's a yogurt container, there's a lid to another container, anything that's nice and round that you can trace, and a lot of different sizes. A glue stick, a pair of scissors, and something to color with. I'm using markers. You could use crayons, you could use colored pencils. There's a lot of different options that you could do here. So let's get started. The markers to the side, we won't need those yet. Put our lids up here, and our glue stick. You want to take your lids and we're going to trace them onto the paper one at a time. Once I have them all traced, I'm all set with my crayon. I'm going to put that off to the side. I want to color them all in. Each one I want to do each one a different color to make it nice and vivid. I think you guys get the idea of how to color something in, so we're just going to speed this part up a little bit. All right, now that they're all colored in, I'm going to use the scissors and I'm going to cut them all out of the paper. Remember to practice your rough cutting skills and cutting them away from each other first. Now that all my cutting is done, I'm going to put them in order from largest to smallest. I'm going to use my glue stick and I'm going to glue them together. Make sure my glue stick is closed. And there we have it. So this can be done this way, in a lot of different ways. You can use different kinds of materials. It would look different if we had done this in crayon. It would look different if we had done this with different kind of crayons or markers. The other thing that you can do is you can do it on stiffer paper. I did this one on a heavy paper, so it's thicker and the colors look different. Same kind of markers, but they look different on different kinds of paper. If you don't want to cut them apart, you could also just trace them and then you could watercolor them in. This is all the same circles traced and then filled in with watercolor. And you could trace them on construction paper and cut them out. After I had done that, I went with a crayon and I added some detail to them with a crayon. And then whenever you're done, you pick one if you want, and you can put it up here. And just like Vashti, you want to sign your work. Don't forget, Vashti was an artist who worked with dots. And these are all dots that are in dots inside of dots, inside of dots, inside of dots. So remember to pick your favorite, mount it, and hang it so everyone can see all of your lovely artist work. Okay, our second project is a lot of fun. It can be a bit of a mess, but having a mess is usually a lot of fun. So this is what we're gonna do. We need some paint. Today I have some tempera paint, something that you can squirt out, something kind of like a pudding-like consistency. You can use kids paint, tempera paint, washable paint, anything like that will totally work as long as it's kind of a little bit splodgy. Again, we need some circles that we're going to use. You have caps here. I have a cardboard tube. I have the cap of a marker and the end of the marker. I have a pencil eraser, some Q-tips. This is if I want to mix a couple colors together, because you can tell that I have a limited amount of colors here. So maybe I want to mix a couple of my primary colors to make a secondary color somewhere along the way. I'm going to put these aside for a moment to talk about what else I have here. I have a piece of paper. That's going to be what we do our work on. I have some paper towels because whenever you're working with paint, it might get a little messy. In order to be able to do this project, you kind of need a palette, and there's a few ways of making one. This one is just a zipper bag where I took a piece of cardboard from the recycling bin and I shoved it inside the zipper bag. The cardboard just makes it a little stronger so that you can use it that way. The other thing that you can do is take another piece of cardboard and cover it with wax paper. And this one I prefer. You could also use a plastic disposable plate, like a picnic plate, something that's plastic. Cardboard or the paper ones absorb a lot of the paint, so they don't work as well, but the plastic ones work out really well for this. Anything that you can kind of use just to keep control of the paint and hold on to it because you're gonna be squirting it out. So let's get started. Oh, I also have a bowl of water over here. I find it convenient whenever I'm printing with something to have a little water there. So whenever I'm done with whatever it is I'm using, when I'm done with it, I can just put it in the water and let it soak so that I can wash everything up when I'm all done. So I think that's all the basics of everything. Let's get started. Pour some paint out here. I want a fair amount because I want to be able to dip all of those circles in there. I want to give them some space between each other so that they don't run into each other too much, unless I want to mix my colors, which you totally can do. You are the artists. These are just suggestions for you. I'd like to make some orange too. So I'm gonna put some yellow here, and can you tell me what we mixed with yellow to make orange? Red, that's right. We're gonna add a little red. Red's stronger than yellow, so I'm not gonna add a lot. Then I'm gonna use my stick and I'm gonna mix them together. See how much stronger that yellow is than the red? It's still very strong red color. What can I do to make that more orange, do you think? Yeah, I can add more yellow. I'm gonna add a little more yellow. There we go, that's closer to the color that I was thinking about. I like that. Sometimes it takes a few times to mix your colors and get them just the way you want. What are other colors that you could make? If we've got all the primary colors here, then you can basically make any color that you want, right? So if I mixed some of the red and the blue together, I would make purple. And the set that I got comes with green, but what if I wanted a different kind of a green? What if I wanted maybe a yellowy green? So I could do a little green here. Or maybe I wanted something that was a little bit more of a blue-green, and I could mix those colors together. It's up to you. When you have the paint, you can mix them together and create anything you want. So once I have my colors all set, I think I'm also gonna put out a little bit of black. Sometimes a little black just makes everything come together. All right. I'm done with my paints. I'm gonna move them out of the way so I have lots of space to work. I'm gonna keep my paper towel handy and my bowl here. Make sure my sleeves are up so that I don't get any paint on my clothes. And then I'm gonna choose one of the things that I wanna print with. I can do anything I want because Vashti in the book was making dots. So she made big dots and little dots. She made dots inside dots, dots next to dots, dots all around dots. The idea is just that you're making dots. So let's just begin. I'm gonna print and make some different shapes. I think I'm gonna use the yellow. So should I make dots that overlap dots? Let's see. I think I'm gonna do dots that overlap dots. And I think I'm all done with that. So once I'm done with that, I'm gonna put it right in. If you're gonna use it again and again, you can put it upside down so that it faces up. But I think I'm all done, so I'm gonna put it in there. Let's see, what else? I'm gonna use more of this orange. I love this orange color. I like when I mix colors together. And if I dip it and I keep turning it, I don't need to spread the paint out too much. I'm gonna put this one over here. Now I'm gonna make a blue one. So I'll keep turning. And then I check to see if I got paint all the way around. I missed a spot there and there. Now I know I can make a circle. And then I'm gonna overlap this one over here. Do some red. This one right there. And then I'm gonna overlap over here. Lift it up. Let's make a small one. I'm gonna make a small black. So I keep looking to see if I've got all of the edges covered before I print it. I'll put this one inside. Ooh, that black strong. I think I'm gonna do a couple of black circles. Do a black one over here. Maybe I'll do one more kind of in the middle. There we go. I think I'm done with the black now. Got a little black on my finger. That's why I keep a paper towel close so I can wipe it off so I can keep things kind of neat and clean. I wonder what this will do. Let's see what happens here. Oh, very small circle. That's kind of fun. I wonder what happens. Let's wipe this one off. What happens if we do the other side? Let's try the green. So if I press lightly, I get a small circle. If I press more, I get a big circle. Maybe I can make a row of dots. How long do I want my row to be? Does it have to go all the way across? Maybe it just goes halfway across. Maybe it goes almost all the way across. Like that. I'm gonna stop there. I have a pencil eraser. That would make a different size dot, wouldn't it? Let's see, we haven't used this nice bright green. Let's do this. I'm gonna make my dots go around a bigger dot. You could do your dots so that they eventually come together to make a picture of something else. Maybe they make a flower, or maybe they just keep going around and landing wherever they feel like they want to land. And Q-tip. This is probably going to make the smallest dot of all. Let's see if I use all of my colors. I've used them all. I have not used the blue very much though. Let's see, I'm gonna put a blue dot inside my black dot. And I'm gonna put a blue dot. I'm gonna put a few over here. Q-tip holds on a little bit more, so you could dot a few times before you have to get more paint. Maybe blue has two rows of dots. Or even 3 rows. If I press lighter and lighter, the dots get a little bit smaller. Depends on how hard I press. And I could mix colors and keep dotting and keep going back and forth, but I think I kind of like it just as it is. I'm gonna put that over there. Here's my finished one. I'm gonna be careful that I don't make a bigger mess out of this, but here's my finished project. And just like Vashti, I'm gonna make sure I sign my work. All right, there it is, all done. Now this is a really fun project, and you can do this a lot of different ways. I'm going to show you some of the other examples I did. I used a very small piece of paper, and I did all kinds of small dots. Even some as small. I bet if you used the tip of the pencil, it would make these tiny dots. I did dots around dots and dots inside dots. I even did dots inside dots. Oh, I wonder how, that's a good experiment. Let's see here. If we take our paint, I wanted to show you that and I forgot about that. The whole time I was using this side of the cap, the part that's kind of the edge. What if I use this side of the cap? Let's see, let's make a nice big fat red dot. Ooh, look at that. I want to make another one. I'm going to put it in the orange and see what happens if I mix the red and the orange together. Oh, that didn't make a big one. Let's put it back in. There we go. Now what happens if I put it in the yellow? I'd mix the colors again. Look at that. Now I have dots of all different color dots. And then I could even take one of the other colors. Maybe I put a black dot inside one of my dots. Or what if I took the green and put it inside one of the other greens? Can't even see them there. What if I put them inside the yellows? There's so many options that you can do. So here's that example. If I don't have any watercolor paper, this one I did on a brown paper bag. And this one I did on watercolor paper, but I just went a dot inside 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 a dot until I get the smallest one. There are so many different options with this project. Your imagination is the only thing that can slow you down. So I hope you have a lot of fun making dots of all different types, and you put up your own little dot gallery and have your own art show. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this project.